Hey everyone, this is Wei and welcome back. Let's draw another portrait drawing, and this time I'll be drawing Harry Potter. So let's get started and I'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, so let's draw this Harry Potter. This is pretty cool photo. Lots of really interesting lighting. So let's just go for it. I'm not gonna the photo itself is kind of small, so there's not a lot of detail, but I think there's enough. So I'm just gonna keep this kind of rough. Just gonna go ahead and kind of draw in one eye first. Now, if you guys ask like why do I do this? Why not drawing the whole face first? Because sometimes you just kind of want to draw, right? You just don't want to plan too much, and sometimes too much preparation actually kind of kills the drawing. Kills your initial motivation that you might have to draw, and it's a little bit more spontaneous, and it's kind of the reason why I do this. It's because I noticed that if I plan too much, I end up not wanting to draw when everything is said and done. So all right, here's the eye. Now that I got kind of one eye roughed in really quick with a 6B pencil, I can do the other one with a slant. Okay, let's see. Pretty big eyes. So yeah, and kind of getting back to what I was saying earlier. I mean, it's really important. It's like your mood, at least. How you feel, and if you're tired or you're motivated, it really affects your drawing. And I mean, at least for me, I mean, I would assume that it's kind of same way for other artists, because we could be a little bit more temperamental, and your drawing, your strokes, it really shows through if you're not not feeling like drawing. You're kind of forcing yourself, it just doesn't work. So with this, I mean, might or might not look like Harry Potter, and I can kind of adjust for things on the way, but more importantly, I just kind of want to draw a face. So that's kind of the reason why I start out a lot of my drawings this way. All right, measuring a little bit, not too much. Very angular nose right here. Coming down, you can measure these angles right here, just to check the accuracy a little bit. Okay, so but not too much. Again, this nose, I'm actually going to shade in some of the shadowing. And when you do that, you actually give yourself a little bit more reference point. So sometimes it does work out well, but of course if you're off, then it tends to make things a little worse. But you know what, don't worry about the lightness. Seriously, there's so much fun in just drawing, and there's so much to learn. That's every time I draw, I mean, I learn something new. It's like refining your skills, whatever level you're at. Okay, so let's see. I know he's got glasses on, but I can actually, yeah, all right, let's just do that. So circle, right? So now we can continue on. Let's see, shadowing. I'm just gonna do. So this rim lighting is really cool, right? Because you're getting lights from the edge right there. It makes it a lot more interesting to shade. All right, sorry about my voice. I'm still getting allergies. All right, let's draw in the face. Let's see, right around here. Yeah, something like that. Oh, looking at the camera. Okay, it kind of looks like him, right? Not too bad. All right, so he's kind of very square jaw. Yeah, very angular. So here's the Terminator for the rim lighting. Very important to get in, because that's where the light dies out. So this is a little bit harsh. Let me erase that. Okay, let's go back up to the hair. It's hair. Kind of curls. Let's see, he's got the glasses in here. Eyes going back straight this way. Let's see, I'm just kind of measuring the distance here. Probably something like this. I'm kind of measuring from here to here and then to here, this angle. That's where kind of where the eyeglasses are. Okay, and then that's where his ear is, obviously, because it hooks onto the ear. Going straight down, back to the jawline. Okay, and the hair, cool looking hair, you know, in terms of lighting, rim lighting really brings it out. I've gone a little bit too far off, but it's okay. You can always just adjust for it. So this is very rough. I'm just kind of roughing in the hair. Just kind of keep it loose a little bit. I don't want to, you know, the hair is not as important. All right, so let's go up. All right, more of the hair. Okay, so I mean, yeah, the hair stuff is normally, you know, just kind of rough it in, because you don't want to work on it too much anyways, especially on this side, because, well, I'm right-handed, so if I work on it too much here, then when I put my hand over it, I'm just going to end up smudging it. So let's keep going. All right, let's not stop. I don't want to look at this too long. I don't want to break from it. I just want to keep this energy going. Okay. So I think we got the features somewhat close. I think good enough to continue on. Or else you can just, you know, throw it away and start over. I do that sometimes, but, you know, not too often. Unless it's really bad. Because most of the time you kind of adjust for things, you know, as you're shading. Okay, so this would be my second pass on this face, on his eyes. You know, it's got really heavy bag right here. Might be a little odd if I actually shade it that way. Let's go on to the other eye. Eyebrow, dark, dark. Eyeball. And yeah, don't worry if you lose the highlight here or whatever. You can always bring it back out with an eraser. That's what the electric eraser is really good for. And I actually do that quite often with portraits, because you know, you really want that bright white, you know, it really gives it a nice pop when you use an electric eraser. Okay, so his glasses, let's do the glasses later. All right, his nose, second pass on his nose. Shadowing, it's always darker than what's in the shade. That's why, like, underneath the nose right here is dark. Okay, let's see, there's a little bit of rim lighting right here. Let's get that. It's very angular. I might have drawn it a little too angular, but we can always soften that up later. Nostrils, dark right here. Dark. All right. I'm looking at the camera. All right, so this side of the face is in the shade. And then his lip. On the photo here, it doesn't have a lot of definition, but I think most of this is in a kind of dark anyway, so it's probably okay. And the corner of the lip, always dark. You know, kind of push that in a little bit harder. And then up here, you know, it kind of sinks in, so then here's a little bulge right here. And then our lower lip. It's always dark under here, and in this case, a lot of shadowing. terminator is right here, the light falling off. So that's why I like this 6B pencil, right? Just very easy to work with, very soft, very quick. So it's like that kind of mood, right? You just kind of want to sketch. So the 6B pencil is really good because it's fast. All right. So this would be my second pass on the face. So I'm gonna finish this out with a speed painting before my voice gives out. All right. Yeah, sorry about my voice. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this out with a speed painting. I'll be right back to show you how it looks. Alright, I'm back and here's my final drawing for this Harry Potter, and yeah, I guess I kind of got lucky on the lightness because it does look like him, and especially given the way how I started where I just kind of went for it. But again, it's a male face and it's got a lot of little reference points with the lighting, so it really helps with the lightness, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So the more reference points you have, the easier it is to get the lightness. But in terms of style, this is the kind of drawing that I really like to do. Very soft pencil, 6B, just kind of go in and go for it, keep everything loose, and not necessarily that stylized, but just very free and not too tight, and don't think about it too much, because the more you think about it, the more you prepare for a drawing, the more the tighter you will become when you sit down and actually draw, because now you actually really care about your drawing. So when things don't go well, you become very frustrated and you end up not liking what you're doing, and obviously when that happens, generally the drawings don't turn out well. So in this case, I think it worked out okay, given the way how I start, and hopefully I can continue this kind of looseness, because this is probably one of my favorite drawings to date. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you do, please do give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.